Welcome back to Project 613. Yesterday we learned about the mitzvah of reciting the Shema twice daily, once in the morning and once in the evening. Now, we learned yesterday that the Shema consists of 3 paragraphs, all written in the Torah. The paragraph of Shema, followed by the paragraph of V'haya im Shamoa, followed by the paragraph of Vayomer. But there is an additional sentence which we include in our recital of Shema, which actually does not appear in the Torah, and that is the words which are traditionally recited in an undertone, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto La'olam Va'ed. Now, if these words do not appear in the original text in the Torah, how did they make their way into the Shema? Where do they come from? So Maimonides tells us that we actually have an interesting tradition that at the time that Jacob, our forefather, passed away, he was surrounded by his 12 sons, the 12 tribes, and at his deathbed, he asked them to confirm with him that they actually accept the faith in the one Hashem as it was taught by his grandfather Abraham and his father Isaac, and as he himself practiced and taught and hoped that his children would continue as well. And all of his children answered him in unison, and they said, Shema Yisrael, listen, our father Israel. They were talking to their father Jacob, whose other name was Israel. And they said, listen, our father Israel. Yes, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, we accept the one and only, the one Hashem. And when Jacob heard that, he breathed a sigh of relief. And he responded, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto La'olam Va'ed. Thank God, this was his way of praising Hashem, that all of his children are maintaining and continuing the faith in the one Hashem. And ever since then, this has become the tradition that this is included in the Shema prayer. Now, when is the appropriate time to recite the Shema? In the morning? And when is the appropriate time to recite the Shema in the evening? So the evening Shema is to be recited from the time of nightfall until midnight. If a person doesn't manage to say the Shema before midnight, he is still allowed to recite the Shema until the crack of dawn. But ideally, it should be done before midnight. The morning Shema should be recited from the time of sunrise until 3 hours into the day. And when we say 3 hours, this doesn't mean 3 hours on the clock, but this is referring to 3 halachic hours, which are calculated slightly differently. So that is the mitzvah of reciting Shema twice daily. Now, for the next mitzvah that we are going to learn today is the mitzvah of prayer. It is a biblical obligation for men and women to pray to Hashem every single day. We know this from the verse that says, Va'avadatem et Hashem Elokechem, you shall serve Hashem. And our sages teach us that Avodah shebelev zu tefillah, the service of the heart, this is a reference to prayer. Now, initially, there was no fixed time during the day for prayer, and there was also no fixed text for prayer. Rather, the mitzvah was that when a person is in need, a person should express their needs to Hashem and ask for Hashem to help them. And every person would choose the correct text that they felt most appropriate, the way that would express their feelings, and they would give their gratitude to Hashem and make their request. And this went on from the time of Moses all the way until the time of Ezra, who lived during the time of the construction of the Second Temple. At the time of Ezra and his Bet Din saw that the people of Israel, after having been exiled in Babylonia for so many years, they forgot the language. They weren't able to adequately express themselves in prayer, and many people were finding this mitzvah very difficult. So it was him and his Beis Din which instituted the Amidah prayer as we know it today, which consists of 18 blessings, the first 3 of praise to Hashem, the last 3 of thanksgiving to Hashem, and all the middle blessings of our personal requests. It is also Ezra and his Beis Din who instituted the 3 daily prayers of Shachris, Mincha, and Ma'ariv, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening, to correspond to the sacrificial offerings that were brought in the Holy Temple. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.